For most law firms, the biggest growth challenges are number 1, lack of time to spend promoting one's business. Number 2, cost of advertising and marketing. And number 3, difficulty finding good clients. So today, we're putting 3 law firms from the same city head to head to discover what the best are doing differently, so you can steal the strategies that are actually working. But here's a twist, because in this competition, the loser wins. Because to help them maximize their potential, I'm actually giving the losing firm a conversion makeover, and I'll reveal that at the end of this video. Round 1 is attention. Before anybody becomes a client, you first need to win their attention. It's a bit like a game of Tinder. You've got to get that swipe right, otherwise you're never going to win the first date, let alone win them as a client. So let's jump over to Google and do a search for divorce lawyer near Chicago. Let's take a look at these guys here. Merrill Family Law. First of all, love the name. It's got family law in the title. That's a big tick for me. Let's take a deeper look at these guys. Now, if I look at these before, a couple of things I want to highlight. Love that it's open 24 hours a day. Imagine you've just had a big argument with your soon-to-be ex. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're fearful they're going to try and steal your house, your kids, your pension, your life savings. You know, you desperately want to take some action, even at 2 o'clock in the morning, even if it's just one small step. So people find having 24-hour phone call service can be very beneficial, even if it's just so they can book up the next call. Now, one thing I wanted to highlight with these guys is their photographs. Lots and lots of great photographs here, and I particularly like the fact that you've got some high quality professional headshots. It shows them exactly who they're going to be working with. But the thing I think they're missing is actually an opportunity related to this. But I know that's going to come up when we look at another firm. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Because I wanted to take a look at these guys. I love that they've actually put women's divorce in the title. So we're dealing with a big city like Chicago. The reality is there's a huge amount of competition. Those people can work with a huge variety of different law firms if they so choose. And I know that there's this kind of default approach by many firms to try and get as many clients. Let's try to be appealing to as many people as possible. It doesn't really work that way. The more specific you can be, the more desirable you become to those people. So if I was a woman going through divorce and I'd done a search like this and I found all these options and others, I think I would be drawn to this solution. But the thing I don't like the most about these guys, the photographs are really weak here. So definitely that's something that can be improved upon. Now we move on to our final firm. First one I highlight is this picture here. I really don't like it. To me, it looks like someone's being interrogated for murder. I'm not sure I'd want to work with these guys. So let's take a deeper look at the photographs. But this one I absolutely love. This is perfect. You've got a proper headline, proper hero image. In fact, this is a really great image, but it actually gets better because they're actually using video. We are wired to view movement. If we see movement, we literally can't stop looking at it. It's critical, and it actually gets even better. I've actually got a video. I assume this guy is one of the lawyers there, so we can actually see who we're going to be working with. So this is a big tick, but the thing that they can work on is actually what this page, their Google Business Profile, actually links to, and we'll see more of that in just a second. So who's jumped into the lead? Women's divorce takes bronze position. Those images let them down a little bit. 2 points to them. Then we've got Merrill Family Law. That takes a silver spot. Really strong Google Business Profile. A well-deserved 4 points. But gold goes to Arami Law. Those video clips really sealing the deal. Excellent performance. A well-deserved maximum 5 points to them. Now, attention is great, but on its own, it's not enough. Now it's time to actually start the conversation. And that brings us to round 2, trust. Because when someone lands on your website, they're really just asking themselves one thing: can I trust them? Do they understand my situation? Can they help me? Are they the safe choice? And that's the critical word here. Not the best, not the cheapest, but the safest, but they've also got options. So if your web page doesn't immediately connect with them, doesn't feel quite right, they're just going to hit the next tab and be gone in less than 2 seconds. And they're probably never coming back. So let's see how our first contender does. So here we are on what actually is their homepage. So I always say there's really 3 different images for a hero image in this regard. In no particular order. One is an image of who they're going to be working with, so they can kind of imagine themselves working with those people. One is an image that represents where they are right now, probably a little bit of difficulty, something they can kind of resonate with and communicates they understand where I am at right now. And one is where I'm actually going to take them to, a sort of desirable future image. That's usually my preference, but I like to test all 3. But here we've actually got the 4th version, which is, and I've seen this used quite a lot, which is basically an image of the office building. I would argue that one of those other images would be far more effective here. Now, in terms of the layout, it's actually really nicely laid out. There's lots of what we call white space here. It's not cluttered, but because of this really busy background image, it looks cluttered. On top of that, you've got this kind of bevel effect on the headline, which kind of comes from about 20, 30 years ago, and that just makes it even harder to read. Don't love the headline either, to be honest. Your family in family law, not a big fan of that. So lots of changes there that I think would enhance it significantly. One last thing I want to mention, it's a little bit on the negative side, is got some great proof points here, some great trust points, but they really need to be here above the fold. It's so important and such an easy change. What I do like about it is you have one clear call to action. It's repeated here. I actually like that you mentioned it's live answering service. I like that a lot. All right, so let's move on to the next contender. So here we are on the Women's Divorce homepage. And first of all, love this hero image. There's one huge advantage you have because you're specific. You can afford to have a very specific image, and this is clearly going to resonate with your target market. So it's a huge plus. Nice, simple layout, easy to read, and I like this roadmap. Love that you've got images of who they're going to be working with. Yeah, it's all good, good, good. If I was forced to say something that I don't love, it's this animated headline. To me, it just screams or somebody couldn't decide what headline to have, so they chose a whole bunch of them and used it to animate between them. Now, I do quite like having animation or movement, because of course it tracks the eye. What I would have done is probably animate this background image, maybe a nice slow loop, just a small bit of movement. I find that to be really effective. Or decide on one particular headline and just have a small little animated underline just to sort of punctuate and emphasize that even more. But good stuff here. Let's move on to our last contender. So here we are at the Rami Law homepage. Now, I'm not sure what your first impressions are, but for me, it's all looking a little bit dark and gloomy. What's kind of more frustrating is you've got this great image here. Just take that image, make that your hero section of your webpage. It's going to look so much better, be so much more inviting. Dark red is literally just disappearing into the background. Can barely see it on these icons here. On the plus side, I like this, a simple one-page website. Just navigate through this one page using this simple nav tap at the bottom. Okay, so let's head over to the scores. So in bronze position is Arami with just 1 point. Meryl is in silver with 3 points. And gold goes to the Women's Divorce with the maximum 5 points. So by this point, you've got their attention with a great first impression. You've earned their trust through your seductive conversation messaging, and now it's time to ask for the date. But in this game of client Tinder, your website has to make that step feel effortless. And the easier it is to say yes, the more inquiries you're going to generate. But here's the scary part. Most homepages convert less than 2% of their traffic, their visitors, into actual inquiries. So this next step is absolutely critical. And that brings us to our final round, round 3, action. Here we are on the Meryl website, and we've got a pop-up. What's your thoughts on having a pop-up? A lot of people don't like them, but from a conversion perspective, they can be very effective. Now, I would obscure this background a lot more, so it drives even more attention to this, and include an image here. So it looks attractive. It looks like this consultation call would actually be something desirable, something you would get value out of. It starts this step-by-step form. In this situation, I tend not to go for these. I tend to like a form that the user can see all of it, whereas here, they've got no idea if there's going to be 2 questions, 20 or 200, and that can put people off. Got the phone call there, which is good, but what I don't like as people move through this, but at this stage, if I decide to abort, I feel there's too many pages, I don't have that phone number still on the screen or an email address. So keep that phone number on the screen throughout this form. Let's move on to the next one. So here we are back on the Google Business profile for the women's divorce. Can you see something that they are doing that none of the other options are? Can you spot it? They've actually got a booking page directly from the Google Business profile. And there we are, straight through to the booking page. Only thing I don't like really about this is there's no benefits listed. I would have like one simple quote. Here's the 3 things that people get value out of attending these calls. Gently pushes them along and helps increase conversions. Let's move over to our last contender. What I love is you've actually got a video here. So that's great. And I've had a quick look at the video. I'm not going to play it all here. It's nice and professionally done. It's a great asset to your business. And again, I would include some sort of benefits that they would get from actually attending and arranging this call. Okay, let's look at the scores. So bronze position for this round is Rami with 1 point. Silver goes to Morel with 3 points, and gold to Women's Divorce, 5 points to them. Okay, that's all 3 rounds complete. In third position, and the firm that actually wins today's Conversion Makeover, which I'm about to reveal, is Rami with 7 points. And in silver position, it's Morel with 9 points. And in gold position, it's the Women's Divorce and Family Law with 11 points. Congratulations, they're today's Client Magnet Champion. Now, it's time for Rami's Conversion Makeover. So to help visitors know that they've found the right firm, we need to answer 1, 2, 3, 4 key questions. Number 1, can they help me? Now we've answered that with a clearer headline and a hero image that immediately shows who they're going to be working with. Number 2, are they going to be easy to work with? We've answered that with a cleaner layout and a better color palette. Number 3, can I trust them? We've put some trust points and some credentials above the fold so visitors feel that they are in safe hands. And number 4, what do I do next? We've answered that with a simple form above the fold that makes taking the next step both easy and obvious. So with those 4 questions in mind, this is the Conversion Makeover that we created. Take a look. And I want to leave you with a challenge. Take a look at your own website. Do your visitors instantly feel you can help them? You'll be easy to work with. They can trust you and they know what to do next. Or is it time for a conversion makeover?